In this video, I'm going to just go through a cool demonstration of what intervals are contained inside the major and the minor scale. So we're going to just compare the A major scale and the A minor scale, and then we're going to generalize it to, the general formula. So the A major scale has its 1 on A, 2 is B, 3 is C sharp, 4 is D, 5 is E, 6 is F sharp, 7 is G sharp, and of course back to A is 1. Let me just make this, let me center that. So I want to know, oh, that should be 2. Okay, so I want to know what is the interval between the first note and the second note of a major scale? Well, it is a major second. What's the interval between the first note and the third note of a major scale? It's a major third. What's the interval between the first note and the fourth note of a major scale? It's a perfect fourth. What's the interval between the first note and the fifth note of a major scale? It's a perfect fifth. What's the interval between the first note and the sixth note of a major scale? It's a major sixth. What's the interval between the first note and the seventh note of a major scale? It's a major seventh. And between the first note and itself is, of course, an octave. All right, well, that's pretty cool. We notice that in the major scale, all of the intervals are either major or they're perfect. Major second, major third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major sixth, major seventh, and octave. And that is one of the reasons why it's a major scale, because everything is major or it's perfect. Okay, let's look at the minor scale. First, I'm going to freeze. Let's see, I want to freeze up to that current row. Okay, and we're going to define the A minor scale in relationship to the A major scale. And I know that it has a 1, it has a 2, it has a flat 3, pardon me, that's a 2, flat 3, 4, 5, then it has a flat 6, and a flat 7, and then a 1. Okay, so I'm going to bring this a little further down. And all right, I would like to know in the A, oh, and that is not the major scale, that is the minor scale. I would like to know in the A minor scale, what is the distance between the first and second note? Well, it's a major second. Okay, what about between the first and the third note? Looks like it's a minor third. Okay, what about between the first note and the fourth note? Looks like it's a perfect fourth. What about the first note and the fifth note? Perfect fifth. What about the first note and the flat 6? Looks like that's going to be a minor sixth. What about between the first note and the seventh, or the flat 7th? That's going to be a minor 7. And of course, between 1 and itself, as usual, that's going to be an octave. So isn't that interesting, just as a comparison between the A major scale and the A minor scale? One of the things that's surprising about this is that the minor scale does have one major interval, and that is the major second. So instead of a flat 2, like this would be the flat 2 right here, the minor scale doesn't have that. It has a normal 2. And so, oops, computer just froze. It has a normal 2. And so we have a major second as the first interval, but then everything becomes minor. So we have minor third, minor sixth, and minor seventh. And of course the perfect fifth and fourth stay the same and the octave stays the same. One of the things that this does is that it makes the minor scale very stable, because it shares the 1, 4, 5, and 1. Actually, it shares the 1, 2, 4, 5, and 1 of the major scale. And so the things that make it sound darker, like if you played the A major scale and then you play the A minor scale, the things that make it sound darker than the A major scale is that you've got this flat 3, this flat 6, and this flat 7. It would sound even darker if you had a flat 2, and it would probably sound, it sound even darker if you had a flat 5. But anyway, there it is. So I just wanted to create this short video to describe this. It's not that important of an analysis, but it's just kind of cool to see the intervals inside each of the scales laid out like this, so you can really see just, kind of the anatomy of what scales are made of. When you compare the intervals from each of the scale degrees back to the root.